Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Dan here, your storage auction treasure hunter guy, out here on this beautiful early March day. We've had nothing of a winter here in New York, and, winter for what it was, which was just a beautiful, mild winter, is almost over. Spring is right around the corner. Anyway, it's just so sunshiny today. I wanted to talk to you guys outside here on the patio. As most of you watching this video may know, my area of expertise, or what I like to discuss mostly in these videos, is storage auction treasure hunting. But every now and then I like to talk to you guys about a congruent field. And about a month ago, I did a video on the prospects of being a trading assistant, for other people who might have valuable items, antiques, or whatever, who don't know how to post listings on eBay or Craigslist, or maybe it's a busy business owner who just doesn't have the ability to handle the sale of their own stuff. So, you can act as a trading assistant to help others liquidate their items. Now, I do a lot of eBay and Craigslist myself, and I have acted pretty extensively as a trading assistant in the past, but I stopped doing it mostly because people have a tendency to want you to list whatever it is they have, even the small stuff, little items that are worth no more than $5 or $10 that should be out on a table at a garage sale. They might want you to list that stuff also. As a trading assistant, you're only getting a piece of the sale. You're only getting a percentage. So to sell something for $5 or $10 or some small amount of money on eBay, it's just not worth it, because it's it's a fairly decent amount of work putting something or posting an eBay listing. So acting as a trading assistant can be profitable to you as long as you're not getting bogged down in a lot of minutia trying to sell, little piddly crap that people have. What you'd want to do is concentrate on larger ticket items, on antiques. I've sold tons of cars and motorcycles on eBay, valuable furniture, those kinds of things. Now, I know a lot of times you will have to accept selling the small stuff for somebody in order to get to their larger items, but just be very cautious about how small an item you're willing to take. As a general rule of thumb, I personally, when I started, wouldn't take anything less than a couple $100. Now I'm selling things for people that are worth thousands. Obviously, it makes it much more worthwhile for myself. So I just want to give you a word of caution that acting as a trading assistant can be a good money maker for you if you make sure that the items you're dealing with for other people are worth a fairly decent amount of money. Now, one other thing too is I've been getting into a lot more selling classic cars, motorcycles, these kinds of things for clients, but the trouble is somebody will want you to list a car for them, and they say that they want X amount of money for the car, and you'll ask them, well, why do you want that for the car? Why do you want to sell it for that amount of money? And they'll say, well, because I have this into it and I have that into it, and I just think that it's worth what I'm asking. Well, the fact of the matter is an item is never worth what a seller is asking for it. An item is only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. And you don't want to have to find out the hard way that the seller is asking too much money, so you go through all the trouble of meeting with them, taking pictures, posting it online, only to find out that there's no buyer out there willing to give what they want for it, right? So the way you guard against that is you have to charge them something up front in order to list the car. Now, normally what I do is I explain to a seller, listen, there are certain listing fees associated with, putting your item up on eBay, and, I also want to make sure that I'm not going to be working for nothing, so what I'll do is I'll charge somebody $150 up front to list their item on eBay. Then, if the item sells, if a potential buyer out there makes an offer on the item at a price that the seller will accept, or if it does happen to sell for what a buyer wants in the beginning, I will credit $100 of that $150 back towards the commission that I'd be earning, because there's still certain listing fees and final valuation fees and things that eBay charges. So the $50 that I'm keeping for myself help to pay those fees, and I'll credit the $100 towards the commission that the seller owes me. Okay, so just real quick to recap, you meet with somebody, they have something they want to sell, you'll take that listing and handle it for them, but you'll charge them $150 up front. That item happens to sell, let's say for the $4,000 the seller wants, you'll credit $100 back of the money that you've been paid up front towards the commission that you'll make. And typically, as far as the commission goes, it might be on a sliding scale. you would have, let's say an item sells between $500 and $2,000, you might charge 20% commission. If it sells for $2,001 to $4,000, you might charge 15%, and so on. So the higher the item, the higher the amount of money the item sells for, the lower the commission you'd be willing to accept. But that's it. Trading assistance is a pretty broad topic, so if there's anything that you want to know based on my experience of acting as a trading assistant for other people, please ask. Just comment below this video. Let me know what questions you might have, because I've been doing trading assistance on and off for probably 15 years now. I'm not crazy about doing it, but when you do connect with the right person who's got the right items, it can be very profitable. So anyway, if there's any specific questions you'd like to ask me, let fly. Ask me below and I will address them in a future video. I have a pretty good auction that I'm going to tomorrow. When I spoke with the facility last week, there were 15 rooms that were going to be available. And even if a couple of those rooms have been cleared up by now, I'm sure that the inventory is still going to be pretty good. So I'm going to that auction tomorrow. I'll take my camera with me, bring you guys inside the units in the event I buy any of them, and I'm looking forward to it. So until next time, my name is Dan. I'll talk to you guys soon.